Throughout the course of history in this channel, I've done an awful lot. I've provided educational materials, and even more so than that, I've provided my opinion on things that I think and how I believe things should go when it comes to the development of Tarkov or how community members should behave. And in some of those cases, I probably ended up overreaching or offering an opinion on something that no one asked my opinion about. And in some of those cases, it ended up costing me friends. But that's okay. We all have to live with the people that we are, and as long as you're okay with yourself, that's all that matters. And I'm okay with me. And over the years, through sharing some of those opinions, I've been led to believe that I've been wrong in those instances. And when I have retracted the statements that I have made, offered apologies, and deleted original content that I had created, even if it was some of the most popular content I had ever made. The reason why I'm prefacing this video with all of this is because this video is likely going to be one of those that's going to end up polarizing people. I've spent an awful lot of time in the Tarkov community, and I have seen it, unfortunately, slowly devolve over time. And it's not the result of people that are being overly toxic or any of that. I think every video game is going to have that, especially as it becomes more popular. There's going to be people that just love to stir the pot. Hell, depending on who you ask, they would tell you that I'm probably one of those people, even though I don't define myself that way. But I do have one thing that I want to say before I get into the subject matter of the video, and that would be to the people that believe that the reason why I'm generating this video is specifically because of views. First of all, I think that that sentiment is ridiculous. People that do this stuff for a living are always doing it for views. Whether you're regarded as somebody that is incredibly proficient at playing a video game like Escape from Tarkov or League of Legends or Counter-Strike or any of those other games, the reason why you have an audience is because you're very good at a video game. If you stop being very good at a video game, you have to be entertaining. If you're not either one of those things, you don't have an audience. We all do that for views. We do everything that we do for views. If it wasn't for the views, we wouldn't make any money doing what we're doing, and it's very hard to be full-time when you have no viewers. The entire idea of that sentiment baffles me. Now, don't get me wrong, there are things about trying to obtain viewers that can be predatory, but aside from those statistical outliers, the concept of doing something not for views doesn't really make any sense. This is literally a popularity contest. And for the rest of people that think that this is about a clout chase of some kind, and I know that there will be comments about this, and that's okay. I just want you to know that I'm going to say my piece in response to this so that I don't need to write something about it. As a consumer of product, regardless of what that product is, I am a consumer of things that I believe to be a quality product. This mixer right here is a quality Allen & Heath product. It's a $2,300 mixer, not a $500 Go XLR. I think that's overpriced. The in-ear monitors that I use are a high-quality product hand-assembled by 64 Audio. In my opinion, they are, bar none, the best in-ear monitors for the money that you can get. In fact, most of the people that I interact with on a daily basis, I believe are quality product consumers. And I am a big believer in you get what you pay for, as long as you can afford it. Escape from Tarkov, I believe, has the potential to become a very good quality product. When it comes to video games, this seems to be the only place where we as consumers tend to compromise what we believe should become a quality product in exchange for something that lacks it. Battlefield 2042 is a perfect example of a product that got hyped into the stratosphere, had a whole bunch of high-profile streamers playing it. People were all diving into it at once. I even bought into the hype. And that game, along with other AAA releases from studios in the last handful of years alone, fell on its face due to lack of proper support, UI implementation, and the list goes on and on. When it comes to Escape from Tarkov specifically, it's cheaters. See, there's a reason why no one ever really wants to talk about cheating when it comes to Tarkov. And in my opinion, that's because Tarkov has a real issue. Have you ever noticed that there aren't any videos talking about cheating when it comes to Tarkov on YouTube? That's because every time that someone makes a video where they interview a cheater, like Veritas did, and most recently Endra did, BSG CMs end up sending direct messages to us to ask us to remove them because it adds fuel to the fire. It acts as a passive advertisement for people that are cheating in Escape from Tarkov or people that have retail cheats. Because if you ask them, naturally, they're going to say that the cheating in Tarkov is easy, that there is no anti-cheat, that the detection is garbage. To an extent, I agree with that, because right now in Tarkov, and this is after 10,000 hours of time spent between raids on 3 separate accounts and time spent doing this, which is probably another 10,000, I can tell you I have personally never seen it as bad as it is right now. And the unfortunate reality is there are people in the community that stream Tarkov that are participating in it, and people in the community that are being targeted by it. About 6 days ago, this Twitch page, Vibin_Sun TTV, was streaming Tarkov for about 3 straight days, running just recklessly, with reckless abandon, speed cheating, the whole deal, just mowing people down. Wasn't caught by BSG, wasn't flagged, wasn't banned by BattlEye, and was not banned by Twitch. It took them 3 days to catch him. And this illustrates the ineptitude of not only Twitch as a streaming platform to try and keep cheaters out of the purview of would-be watchers, but also ends up illustrating the ineptitude of BSG and an effective anti-cheat. They even had the entire Twitch page decked out with a link to his Discord with a banner that said discord.gg/cleansey. You can see right here, 2,748 members. No thanks. Now, obviously, if you've ever seen any of my gameplay, you know that there's no way that I could be cheating. I'm not even close to good enough to be accused of it. But there are people in the streaming community involved with him, and that's the problem. Because not only does it speak to the ineptitude of Battlestate to bother policing this in an effective manner, but they also have an ineptitude in bothering to assist the people in the player base that are trying to play legitimately and keeping people that are streaming the game cheating away from the public eye. And the unfortunate reality is that guy has been targeting streamers big and small for about 2 years now, repeatedly cheating, stream sniping their lobbies, killing them on purpose, if only to cause them grief. He's griefing while cheating, and then looting the entire map, rinse and repeat. There are people that have contemplated stopping streaming altogether because he has been targeting them. And BSG has done nothing. Nothing. I even sent DMs to CMs asking what they're doing and if there's anything that we can do to try and help curb this specific issue. Crickets. Now, this next part I sat on my hands for a long while on. I've known about this for a couple of weeks, and I sat on my hands until now. This series of screen caps is a guy by the name of Kills that provides carry services to people inside of Escape from Tarkov. He cheats. He provides these carry services to people by ripping through the map, destroying everything in his path, and then everybody comes behind him and loots whatever it is that they want or need. He also happens to be willing to buy items for an exorbitant amount of money in-game in order to be able to provide those items, I guess, to other people through eBay or whatever other means. In this case, these screen caps outline a guy by the name of FOV. FOV is a streamer. He streams to approximately 50 or so concurrent viewers on average, although FOV hasn't been live in about 5 days. The reason why is because these images became known on Twitter. And of course, the people closest to him when I ended up looking into this said that the images were doctored. But to take a step back, who cares about a 50-viewer streamer anyway? He's a 50-viewer streamer. Nobody even knows really who he is, right? Well, up until recently, FOV was a Sherpa. Green name tag, you know? The people that are supposed to be teaching Tarkov to newbies. The guys that are the most knowledgeable in the game, according to BSG. Now, he was removed recently from the Sherpa program, but it still stands to argue that we had somebody that was denoted as a Sherpa, and also somebody that not only was involved in, but also moderated for some of the most prominent channels in the W-Key gamer community in Tarkov. But giving him the benefit of the doubt, we ended up thinking that maybe this was doctored. And then we were led to this video, where the entire conversation was scrolled through, and then his profile picture was clicked on. Okay, fine. Maybe there is some credibility to this then. But even then, a 30 FPS video at 720p looking super grainy, that's something that even I could doctor. And I did that. In a follow-up tweet I made, I ended up going in and pulling some of the stock footage that was provided and then overlaid my own animation on top of it. Where, as he's clicking on FOV's name, I went and clicked on somebody else's name and provided that same pop-up. Just with some simple animation tricks inside of DaVinci Resolve, and that took me about 15 minutes, and I have no talent. In fact, if you went frame by frame, you could see where the errors in it lied. But it's nearly passable. And that's the important thing to remember here, is that somebody with talent could still have generated that. But then it got weirder. The guy that provided the cheats ended up pulling out his cell phone when I challenged him and sent me this. That's kind of hard to doctor. And when challenged about this directly, FOV ended up denying everything, of course. But then we finally had the nail in the coffin. Your account has been blocked for violating the user's rights in terms of the game's use of license agreement. The ban is valid from the 18th of July, 2022. That is a screen cap of the email that was provided to FOV getting banned by BSG from Escape from Tarkov. One can only assume as a result of him purchasing carries from this guy Kills, or as a result of him directly cheating himself. Since then, FOV has gone completely radio silent. He has not responded to any DMs from any of his friends. He has not streamed in 5 days, which I suppose in this case would be an admission of his own guilt, considering that he has not faced the issue with this at all. This background is all to illustrate one very, very important part of this, though. The carrying was done on February 24th, 2022, some 2 months after the 12.12 patch went live, 2.5 months, when FOV was still trying to chase down the 100 kills achievement. That's what this carry was for. Kills was going into interchange, finding Killa for FOV, and then FOV was finishing Killa off in order for him to get the tracksuit done. And this isn't the first time that this has happened. There have been other people that have been cheating in order to be able to obtain a tracksuit. But this illustrates two very prominent issues. One is that the Sherpa program especially is clearly not doing a good enough job filtering out people that genuinely are looking to help others, as opposed to people just trying to get into the Sherpa program for the notoriety. Because after all, what's a tracksuit other than just a bunch of drip? It's a way to be set apart from the rest of the player base. Ergo, you end up looking like you're better at the game than everyone else, and join an elite group of people that were capable of hunting down and killing Killa 100 times versus the vast majority of people that were not. And it goes hand in hand with the Sherpa program, a program that's designed to teach newbies how to play the game better or at all, instead is traded for a green name and a handshake icon as opposed to the crown of EOD. And you get sat at the top of any of the lobbies. So when you're looking for group, you're automatically at the top of the list. Who wouldn't want to be noticed more than everyone else? Especially when you're somebody that's chasing views, right? This illustrates an even larger issue, though, and that is the ineptitude of Battlestate to combat cheating directly in its own house. You have people that are operating as representatives of the game, and this isn't the first time that this has happened, by the way, denoted by BSG as not only being proficient at Tarkov, but also representative of their brand, and they're paying cheaters to carry them so that they can look different than everyone else. Wow, man, you got a tracksuit. That's so cool. That must have taken you forever. Yeah, bro. Sure did. Sure, the people cheating in Tarkov, they eventually get caught, they get knocked out. In this case, I don't even think that the anti-cheat ended up catching up with him. I don't think that BSG ended up realizing that he was the consumer of a cheater. I think in this case, they realized that FOV, after all of this came out, that it was legitimate, and they ended up banning his account as the result of it. And this guy was a 50-viewer streamer that was trying to make it. And again, somebody that was relatively prominent in the community, moderating for an awful lot of guys that are known for their aggressive gameplay, let's say. Now, I don't slight any of the streamers for him being involved in their communities. I mean, every one of us has people that watch our channels that are cheating. There's no way that people that are 100 plus viewers deep have people that are watching them that aren't cheating. It's just statistically impossible, I think, at this point. And I'm no stranger to this either. I had a mod that was long-standing in my community for a really long time that I ended up ultimately having to ban because someone flagged him to me in a DM saying that he was in a cheating Discord, noted as somebody that was like a platinum grade member. We have streamers being harassed by guys that are career cheat providers. And we have people that we are denoting as the most proficient among us, people that are being tapped to teach people how to play the game the right way, purchasing cheats from third parties, and or paying for carry services in order just to be able to be recognized more than other people. I'm actually angry that BSG hasn't done a better job trying to source out people at the epicenters of these things. It's actually crazy to think that somebody has been able to openly harass a streamer as a cheat provider for the better part of 2 years and not have a team of people dedicated to just catching them. That blows my mind. And I get, as things go, they are a small dev company. They're a small indie game dev. They're not a AAA studio that has gobs of money to be able to just throw at every issue that comes up. But I make these videos because I genuinely care about Tarkov and its future. And these are the kinds of things that will end Tarkov and could potentially end the careers of people that have been generating content around Tarkov for years. And I don't mean me. I think I'll be fine. I don't really know what can be done. I don't know if anything can be done. Maybe the manual review process needs to come back. I don't know if you guys know, but back in the day, Clean and the Gang, they used to do a manual review. People would submit clips, and then guys that were believed to be cheating by, I don't know, a big panel of people, they would then get forwarded to BSG, and BSG would ban them. Didn't really seem to be any false positives there. And now it's just been kind of pushed off to BattlEye's shoulders. And BattlEye isn't doing it. It's not good enough. Clearly, it's not good enough. Or if it is good enough at detecting them, it's not fast enough to actually enact the banning. Especially not for the guys that are making a living off of it, because they're just recycling into a new account. There are lots of ways to spoof and get around it and all that stuff, and I know that we're never going to actually do away with cheating. but it needs to be made difficult enough to where it's not as prominent or as popularized as it has been. Because these guys are being given a platform. Shit, I mean, I'm giving them a platform right now. But hopefully I'm giving them a platform in the sense that BSG needs to get off their damn ass and really end up getting a dedicated team devoted to doing something about this. Because we have streamers that are being digitally harassed for over a year and a half. And that is the most ridiculous shit I have ever heard. I realize that this is a trope, what I'm about to say, but they need to do better. They really do. All right, guys, that's all I got. I'm not even going to bother plugging anything. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.